I is looking for the Kaisel. Absolutely power pick for NXP. One assault battery, if it connects to Kaisa, that's gonna be over for Galaxy RACER. That's out of question for the so a lot of mobile heroes, and we're gonna see it through and through for this game. They have a lot of pickup champions, right? You actually defend against this as we go into game number 1 of the third series.
Absolutely exciting to see what the setup is going to be. Depending, looking at the arrangement as of this moment, we can see it is a little swapperoo as we see possibly the 1-3-1 we talked about earlier with Kaisa in the mid lane with his support. That's Zivs in draw as well.
And this 1-3-1 type of setup enables Kaisa and maybe Lux to actually go for maybe an active role when it comes to team fights in the map. They could go into the top lane, they could go into the bottom lane. Considering you have Kaisa and Lux at the same draft, you have potential to wave clear in a couple of seconds. In a blink of an eye, the wave is gone. So I think that is what Galaxy RACER is pointing out into going for the 1-3-1 setup so they can be proactive in game.
Yeah, considering that they might try to hunt for Just G, especially that Just G has been one of the scariest players at the first few minutes of the game for NXP Esports. We'll have to see as, you know, the wave for NXP duo lane for Uzi and as well as Disaster a little bit pushed up because they do have that numbers advantage over the solo laner, which is JC. I guess that could be their next target. But so far, Chule is doing quite well in this 1v2 matchup, considering that you're just a Ziggs. You don't have to go near to deal some hurt. You're fine with just those bouncing bombs.
And like how you talked about GC, because Nakali has a really good potential, but here we have Spear actually going in for type of a gank, but not gonna be a successful play. Just Cheeto, it's Spear going into the bottom side of the map, going in for the play, but that hit is not gonna connect as we have Zivs rather going in for the response into the bottom side of the map as well. It's a 3v3. We have the root actually going to connect against Disaster. But NXP Esports is forced to back away with no kills and takedowns still gonna be done for these two teams.
Props to Galaxy RACER for responding to that very quickly, to the point that NXP didn't really get too much out of it. No kills whatsoever, no first blood just yet. And the thing is though, Chule didn't really move. He just stayed in the lane. So they gotta be careful if they wanna do this 1-3-1. Too late.
Ooh, that's gonna be such a charge. Actually putting back to safety with the micro play of the flash, putting him at 1 HP, but still alive in the mid lane to reset.
Still alive, he's still surviving. That was super close as all summoner spells already burned. But that means Chule has to be a bit careful for X-Spear before he decides to make another visit in the mid lane. Gonna be a little bit vulnerable, gonna have to rely on just that satchel to escape danger. But then again, we mentioned how much of how much sticking power GXR's composition has, so I wouldn't really count on that single skill to save his life later on.
And now with a lot of pressure from the Ziggs into the mid lane, the Kaisa and the Lux, Drew specifically, and Zivs are now forced to go into the Dragon Lane. They need to match up against NXP Esports in a 2v2 type of setup because the Ziggs is just too much of a firepower when it comes to sieging enemy teams. You could go to the damage into the backside of the map, not actually having that risk that is actually truly there when it comes to a 1v2 type of matchup.
Yeah, that's the reason why it has been one of the most contested pick, I suppose. A worthy of a first rotation pick. No! The bind didn't connect!
Oh, it's gonna be the blank actually going in for a safety for Uzi. And that is another failed spike. The final spark not connecting to anyone. The two-shot barrage brings down the lock. It's gonna be the first blood. Warrior actually puts Ezreal into safety. A Ziv is a bit of a stretch. It's gonna be pinned down. Kaisa, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be the stun, but we have trade-off. Vi is gonna fall down. Lee Sin is gonna fall down as well. It's a jungle for a jungle, but Kaisa still wants for more. Akali is going in for the support. A Ziggs falls down. It's a 3-4-2. And NXP Esports are actually just doing so much, but still gonna get that gold lead from Galaxy RACER with 900 to be more specific.
Yeah, next play getting a little bit of that gold lead for sure, but at the end of the day, GXR managed to sort of equalize everything, and I guess it's just one of those things where is the gold going? And most of the time, if it goes to either JC or Ikaros, that would be a scary thought. But now, NXP starting the Dragon, what will GXR do?
It's gonna be the contest right now. It's Spear coming right through for the Sonic Wave. It's now gonna connect, but it's not gonna be enough. You have the barrel actually zoning out the enemy team, but Spear wants to go for Uzi as Braum actually falls down. It's now going to be a 4v5 situation as Just G is not gonna be alive in this fight. Chule is gonna be pinned down. Barrier just to stay alive a little bit longer as that Mega Infernal Bomb is not gonna be having enough damage to bring down Galaxy RACER. And right now, they're sitting at an 800 gold lead.
There we go. That was an incredible fight in favor of Galaxy RACER. Even though, let's just say, NXP did get the Dragon, but look at the scoreboard. See, 3-0-2. Leandri's already completed for JC. He's gonna deal a lot of damage on the squishies, especially either to Uzi or Chule. And they have to fear that. They really have to fear that potential, that sticking power of GXR's composition. And if GXR did that first, before the Dragon take, I feel like they could have gotten that Dragon, get that numbers advantage, and maybe Galaxy RACER can do that in the next objective, which is the Rift Herald.
Oh, Assault and Battery is gonna connect onto Lux. Lux falls down. Draw is now gonna say bye-bye as the Rift Herald is now gonna be available for Next Play Esports to take. And they're gonna initiate this objective. But GXR is just on the sidelines going to contest this objective. It's gonna be the Redemption going for some kills onto the side of GXR as Red Team has slain the Rift Herald. Is going to the side of Next Play Esports. We have the final spark, not gonna connect to anyone as Camille is gonna fall down. It's Spear and Ikaros not gonna be available in that fight as GXR is forced to back away. But the fight is not gonna be over as Chule goes for some pokes and Kali is having to fight a 1v1 type of setup against Just G, taking him down, and Next Play Esports is back at their feet with a 2k gold lead.
Yeah, that is a shutdown on JC, so that's a extra cash-in for Just G here. Again, one of the highlighted players for sure for Next Play Esports. And, I mean, I said maybe Galaxy RACER can easily assassinate, get a pick for themselves before positioning themselves in the Rift Herald. But what happened was, you know, NXP, they have the Vi. They also have a lot of pick potential, and I don't think the rest of the members were complete by then. But anyways, NXP gets that Rift Herald for themselves, gets extra gold, and now on a 2k gold lead.
Absolutely. And the problem with GXR's draft right now, Galaxy RACER to be more specific, is they're relying too much on draw to get a good root or binding light against NXP. If that doesn't connect, what is their AoE CCs after? You have the Kali, no CC. You have the Ikaros with the Exec Ultimatum, it's a one-time thing. You have the Lee Sin with a kick as well, and Zivs, no CC. While the side of NXP has a lot of CCs in their favor. Now it's going to be Glacial Fisher to set up a play. It's going to be Drew. Out of the question, 18 seconds. It's going to be the death timer as NXP spawns out the Rift Herald into the mid lane. Potential first turret blood going in their favor as Jusky actually wants for more kills. And JC is forced to back away for now as they have lost the turret into the mid lane.
Yeah, NXP is just doing whatever they want at this point because of their composition, just as you mentioned. Because GXR were hoping that the laning phase would be a little bit longer. Maybe we can see X-Spear ganking some of these lanes and getting ahead through that. But because of the mid lane being way open, Ikaros though,
Oh, Vision actually being set up. Alright, and force a flash away. The explosive cast is actually quite perfect to counteract the Hextech ultimatum of Ikaros. And they're safe. Horizon is still going to be safe in that fight. Now we're going to have a team fight into the mid lane though. We have Kali setting up into the first front of Galaxy RACER. Sonic Wave's gonna connect onto Uzi, but no follow-up as GXR is very low to continue that fight. They're forced to back away as NXP goes for the Infernal Drake, but the fight is not gonna be over. It's Kali actually cleared out of the map and that is it. Infernal Drake is going to the side of Next Play Esports.
Horizon's damage is huge on the Gragas. Just one body slam and he hits that barrel of, I don't know what's inside, barrel of beer on the head, and one bong just sends them to the floor. And I suppose that's how ahead NXP is right now. I think that's a good indicator for the Gra. Even though 202 is still already one item, and everybody else already has Zonias and as well as the Gargoyles. Stone plate. And I think it's gonna get really, really much harder to air quote burst people down with a composition that Galaxy Racer hopes to achieve, because all the tanks now are gonna get tankier, and your chances of bursting people down will lose its prime.
And with the micro knowledge of Next Play Esports, they could utilize the Stasis Enchant or the Zonias to disable the potential burst from the final Spark and the Binding Light for that Hextech Ultimatum, Spears damage with the kick. So I think this is a good situation for Next Play Esports, picking up a lot of Stasis Enchant. Spear into the top lane, we have Spear actually going for the kick onto Disaster, as he is so tanky to even have his HP melted down by Galaxy RACER. Still gonna be alive as we have Just Chi actually wanting to go for more, but forced to back away as there is no more support and no more worth to go all in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Disaster was very, very tanky, just as you mentioned. Just did a little drive-by and then walked away without suffering any sort of casualties. And I suppose Next Play Esports is hoping to see and try to set up for possibly a Baron, get a pick, then get a quick Baron out of there, as they do have enough damage to try and melt that down for sure. But we'll have to see as the rest of NXP decides to reset.
Ooh. Having that information to get Disaster, a nice kill shot from Draw. Getting that information, Disaster was there, but we have Ppgl going for the 1v1 against Just Chi. It's got to be the Hextech Ultimatum, putting him into a lockdown this fight. As Redemption actually having a lot more HP for the side of Galaxy RACER, as Next Play Esports has their jungler and their support at half HP. And the Baron is still going to be available, so Galaxy RACER opts to go for a reset.
Yeah, good thing they weren't caught out there, and it's only due to the fact that you brought this up. They lack the necessary follow-up CC. You do have that root, but if you don't follow it up, you're just gonna walk away without having to stay on the vicinity. And that's the reason why Galaxy RACER is having a little bit of difficult time to try and burst people down. And, well, it was one of the tankiest members anyway. It was Disaster and Just Chi, so it's hard to actually try and eliminate them right off the bat. Your targets are Chule, your targets are Uzi, but they're far off the back line. Let's see how they will sneak their way towards where they are.
It's just so tacky of a front lines for Next Play Esports, and it's gonna be a question on how they could sneak in, right? It's just so hard for them to play a move because you have the Gragas with the ultimate, you have Just Chi with the Assault and Battery to lock down a single enemy team. The Glacial Fissure as well for those knock-ups against Galaxy RACER that just disables them to go full all in against Next Play Esports. Because if you're considering their draft, you have 3 melee units and one champion that is gonna dive into the back lines, which is Zivs with a Kaisa, right? So it's really just gonna be hard for them with a lot of CCs coming in for the side of NXP. But now they're looking for the Baron action.
Yeah, they're hoping to get the Baron, as Disastrous is actually staying near the river just to check up on what they're doing.
Ooh.
Third dragon of the game actually secured Disaster, doing a pretty good job keeping an eye on Galaxy RACER. And now NXP decides to, okay, let's go march towards the mid lane instead, as GXR's position is a little bit scrambled.
Let's rush into the inhibitor. We need to get this before we actually go into the Baron National. That now it's going to be the next Hextech Ultimatum onto Just Chi, but that flash is forced back away for Ikaros in that fight. We have Binding Light actually connecting to two, but Kaisa falls down. It's Ziv's not going to be available to defense, as the inhibitor turret is going to be secured by Next Play Esports.
And their sole range damage dealer is gone for Galaxy Racer for the next 20 seconds or so. That means Baron is open. They can start it up as soon as they can. But okay, never mind. Let's do that reset first. Let's make sure that the waves are shoved in our favor. Let's make sure we have priority because top side is slowly getting pushed towards an already damaged second tier tower.
Absolutely, and that just enables NXP Esports to buy some items because they've gotten the Cloud Dragon and they've gotten the mid inhibitor turret. So that is indeed going to be a lot of gold for them to utilize, and they utilize it very well. They said, you know what, let's not go for the Baron Nashor for now. Let's go back, buy some items, and gain the whole item lead against Galaxy Racer.
NXP Esports hoping to see how they can close the match, as Spear isn't alone, but Disaster is just a support, so I don't think he can do anything about it, as Just slowly making their way to deward any of the vision, deny any vision whatsoever near the Baron pit, so that they have complete domination. You know, it's so scary. Just near Zivs, you're in big trouble after that ult.
And just negating all the information that Galaxy Racer can have with the ward placements just enables NXP Esports to, you know what, say, let's go for the Baron Nashor. No information for Galaxy Racer. And on top of all that, Galaxy Racer will be scared of what happens in the fog of war. Are they waiting in the bush? Are they waiting into the Baron's pit? Right? There are a lot of situations that NXP Esports could utilize, and it's to the disadvantage for Galaxy Racer. But that Mega Infernal Bomb is gonna put Draw at half HP. Massive damage already. And with the tier 2 turret down for the Baron lane, NXP Esports is now starting the Baron action.
Yeah, and Disaster is doing a good job zoning everyone. Oh, there's a fight.
Oh, Hextech Ultimatum actually connecting onto Just G, but that is going to be cancelled as Ppgl steps out of the Hextech Ultimatum. It's a Kali forced to back away for now, going in for some pokes, but it's not going to be enough as we have the flash from Disaster trying to catch up. But once again, the Baron Nashor is still going to be open, and that is going to be the priority of NXP Esports.
Yeah, there's no ultimates already available for GXR. A lot are down. Icarosis is down, but Spear actually goes in.
Spear is heading himself straight into the Baron's pit. They're going straight into the fight. And we have Icaros actually going in for the backlines to actually end the fight. But that is not gonna go so well as Zevs actually falls down. It's now a 4v5 situation. It's Uzi taking a lot of damage against Galaxy Racer. Hextech Ultimatum onto Uzi, trying to get that fight, trying to get that kill, because that is gold bounty in their favor. But that is gonna be the team ace for NXP Esports. They've gotten the Baron Nashor. The wave is in their favor, and they're now looking for the base.
They're looking for the base. There it is. They're heading straight towards the goal, straight towards the Nexus, because the death timers are just too long to defend this coming siege.
And the TPs are now coming up to help destroy the base. And NXP Esports takes game number 1.